doesn't enjoy classic treasure hunts and fantastic action movies? We thoroughly enjoyed the first film thanks to the incredible chemistry between Mark Wahlberg and Tom Holland, plus a little bit of Antonio Banderas. And now we can't help but wonder, will there be an Uncharted recap? 2? The movie begins with Nathan Drake, Tom Holland, hanging outside a plane, tangled up in fallen cargo. While avoiding thugs and other falling items, he attempts to climb back up inside. He is struck by a car that is about to exit the ramp just as he returns to the top. Now, let us go back a little bit further. Nate and his brother are breaking into a museum to steal the original map of Ferdinand Magellan's expedition, as the legend states that Magellan's whole voyage was to find hidden gold. But guards caught them, and because it was Nate's brother's third strike in the orphanage that houses both boys, he is kicked out, and Nate catches him sneaking out as he promises that he will come back for him. But he never does. So thanks to his older brother Sam, Nate has always been interested in history and lost treasures. In the present, Nate teams up with Victor Sullivan, a former friend of Sam who needs Nate's help in finding Ferdinand Magellan's hidden treasure. While another treasure hunter, Santiago Moncada, and his mercenary partner Jo Braddock make their plans to get the gold because Moncada's family had funded Magellan's expedition and he feels betrayed by their wealth. The team uses 2 crosses as keys to explore Barcelona with the assistance of Sully's other associate, Chloe Fraser. Nate discovers a map that points to the treasure in the Philippines, but as Chloe was working with Moncada, she betrays him and steals the map. Then, Braddock betrays Moncada and kills him to take control of his crew. Nate discovers the precise location of the treasure and provides Chloe with fake coordinates because he was confident she would scam him once more. And he was right. He and Sully find the treasure, but Braddock and her henchmen airlift Magellan's ships out of their hiding places, along with the treasure inside them. Braddock's crew is killed, and the first ship is destroyed. Braddock fights Nate, but Sully gives up his gold to throw it upon Braddock in order to save Nate, pushing her into the water and allowing the second ship to run her over. Chloe failed in recovering any treasure, while Nate and Sully are successful in doing so. While it is revealed that Sam is still alive but imprisoned, Nate and Sully leave for their next big task, leaving us with only hope for what comes next. Since Uncharted 2 hasn't been formally confirmed, we don't know yet when it will be released. The first movie was originally scheduled to begin in March 2020, but it was postponed because of the ongoing global pandemic. Before reshooting in July 2021, the production eventually started in July 2020 and ended in October 2020. As a result, Uncharted also had several release date adjustments before finally hitting theaters in February 2022. If filming begins in 2022, a similar time frame would indicate that we shouldn't expect to see a sequel until at least February 2024 or 2025. Considering that it took Uncharted several years to reach theaters, a sequel will likely be made far more quickly. When Sony does announce a sequel, we'll hopefully know when to look forward to seeing Nate again. Mark Wahlberg and Tom Holland, our 2 leading men, are most likely to reprise their roles as Sully and Nathan in Uncharted 2. The 2 were working together as a full-fledged treasure hunting team and looking for their next big score in the post-credit sequences of the previous film. So seeing them again on the big screen makes sense. But Holland discussed how it wasn't a nice experience to film the original Uncharted since it was so image-obsessed in a 2021 interview. He continued by saying that he wouldn't do another movie with such a big muscle approach. Therefore, if Uncharted 2 wants to keep Holland, it will need to give him more script-wise. Due to the Spider-Man actor's busy schedule and his participation in the Fred Astaire biopic, Uncharted 2 filming may experience difficulties in the future. Another person we anticipate seeing again is Sophia Ali in the role of Chloe Fraser. We saw her catch up to Nathan and Sully at the end of Uncharted, and based on the story of Uncharted: Drake's Fortune, we're ready to speculate that she'll appear in a sequel. Elena Fisher, Nathan's love interest in the video game, is also likely to be revealed as a new character. Sadly, since Moncada was killed, Antonio Banderas won't make his return. And at least 2 other significant cast announcements are possibly on the way. The first one is for Nathan's brother Sam, who may still be alive and imprisoned somewhere, according to rumors. The second is our following villain. If a sequel is announced, director Ruben Fleischer told Screen Rant that he does have plans for one. Quote, "It's hard not to dream up other adventures to take these guys on when you sit in an editing room for a year working on a movie," he explained. So yeah, if we're lucky enough to get to make a sequel, I have a lot of ideas for things I'd like to try. The plot of Uncharted 2 is yet unofficially revealed, but we can try to figure out what Uncharted 2's plot might look like thanks to the 2 post-credit scenes at the end of the original movie and the video game on which the movie is based. Sam was still alive in a prison cell when we saw the first credit scene, which provided a major sequel tease. It's unclear from his postcard to Nate if he is advising him to watch your back in response to a potential threat, or simply to be aware of Sully's sketchy tendencies. Sam and Sully had been searching for the treasure together when Sam was killed by Braddock. Sam was left behind to die by Sully, and we wouldn't blame Sam for holding a grudge. However, aside from Sam's significant reappearance in Nate's life, there isn't much information available regarding what might occur in the sequel. Given the importance of the ring in the post-credit scene, Nathan and Sully's upcoming treasure hunting adventure will probably stick to Drake's Fortune's pattern. We also know that the sequel will go further into Sam, Nathan's missing brother, and his background. Sam's existence, his imprisonment, and the possibility that Sully may have misled Nathan about his brother's passing will all likely be explained in Uncharted 2. We are very curious to see what Sony has in store for all of us. Fans of the Uncharted video games may already be aware that the first movie wasn't a straight adaptation of the games, but rather a loosely structured sequel that borrowed ideas from each game in the series. With that in mind, we are aware that Uncharted 2 won't completely stick to the game's stories either, but a large segment of its storyline might be devoted to the same plot as the first Uncharted: Drake's Fortune game, which we all know and adore. Pillow as Beck played a shady new villain named Gage in the second credit sequence. In the scene, Gage double-crosses Nate in a deal before Sully arrives to save the day. We speculate that Gage is still alive. Also, Rafe Adler, who is the major villain in A Thief's End and has a history with the Drake brothers, might make an appearance if Sam does play a larger part in the sequel. Knowing that the first film was based on this game but skipped Rafe, the second film may feature a different villain who was developed specifically for the film series and not at all based on any of the video games. On a related note, tell us in the comment section below if you'd like to see Holland as Nate in Uncharted 2 again, or are you hoping for a different lead? If you'd like more videos like these, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of them. And as always, thanks for watching, guys.
I go everywhere with Mr. Whiskers, okay? Let me see the map.